All the jersey numbers you could have chosen, why 7?
Yes, 7 because for me, I love number 7 already when I was young, because I look at it as a lucky number for me. But in the funny thing is, the national team, I did not choose number 7 in the national team.
Really?
Yeah, they gave it to me because when I joined the senior national team, when I was playing for the youth national team, my favorite number is number 12. And then when I went to Israel, I still wanted to use number 12. I had 1-2 bad days, and then one of the fans came to me and he told me, number 12 shirt is for the fans, so I should consider different number. After that day, it kept reflecting
in your mind,
in my mind, that this guy told me this. Let me try and find another number and see if it will work. I couldn't find any number. I still stick to the number 12. Then when I started playing with the senior national team, the coach that scouted me, Doya, he saw me in the midfield, playing in the midfield. So when I got to my first campaign at Kenya, we have Yakubu Abubakari in the midfield, Michael Essien, Stephen Appiah, Sule Mutari, Aziz Ansah was there. So we have lots of midfield players. And playing from Russia, after traveling from Russia to Kenya, I was the last person that reported to camp. They were in camp for like 2-3 days before I joined camp. And that time the coach is new, he's trying to find players in the right position that will suit his style of play. He saw me as a playmaker. So when I got to camp, they've already had like one friendly game, and they've tried 2-3 players on the right side. Looking at the squad that we have, we don't have any winger in the team. They've tried 2-3 players on the right side, and for me, I think he's not satisfied. So we had one training, and then we have one more training, like a match prep before the main game against Congo away. A night before the match prep, and then Salastete came to my room, and then he said, "Oh, this is what we discussed. Looking at you, your qualities and all that, I think you can you play on the right side?" I said, "Why not? So far as I'm on the pitch, I'm fine. I'm fine with that." And then he was like, "Oh wow, I knew you would just say no, because I know you've played in the middle for a long time. Playing in Russia too, I was playing as number 6. I've played like a lot of games playing number 6, so I feel comfortable there in Russia. So me thinking I'll come and then be add up to the middle and then enjoy. All of a sudden they put me on the right side. But when I look at the squad, the players that are playing in the middle, I have so much respect for them. Stephen Appiah and Michael Essien. Yakubu Abubakari, in the youth national team, he was number 6 for me. So I know they have the capabilities of playing that place. So me being on the right side, I knew I'm secure. If Stephen Appiah is in the middle, Michael Essien is in the middle, I knew I'm secure. So I said, okay. So we went to match prep before we traveled to Congo, and they put me on the right side, and I enjoyed there. I felt that place is more easy than in the middle.
And it was non-competitive. You're the only player who was confident to be put on that right side.
Put on that right side. And looking at the technical team mindset, they've tried different players on that side, and they had confidence in me. So I said, oh, why not? Because my U17 level, I play as a right back. And
but during Colts, I mean, you played Colts with Atram,
Stephen Appiah. Stephen Appiah is always my opponent. I've not played the same team with him. He's always my opponent.
He was great for us, right?
He played for Mighty Victory.
Mighty Victory. And then you played for?
I played for Cowling Babies.
Cowling Babies.
Yes, myself, Stephen Appiah, myself, Godwin Atram, Dankwe, Aziz Ansan, Christopher Pelete, Oseboati.
So you guys knew yourselves right from Colts.
From Colts,
and it had been competitive from there.
Yes.
So to play in the national team at the same time, you had some kind of synergy.
For me, I think that's what played a key role in our generation when we all got to the senior national team.
Yeah.
Because when you look at likes of Stephen Appiah, myself, Yakubu Abubakari, we met them in. Yakubu Abubakari was playing for Colts in Tema. We've been meeting in Greater Accra regionals. So we knew each other. You go to Kumasi, Temale, Hamza Mohammed. We've been meeting them in regional competition. So it looks like we knew each other. We played together for some time. So when we got to the senior national team, we knew each other. And talking about Stephen Appiah, myself and Stephen Appiah, we've played Monchendi together. I've played against him in the Charlie. So when we got to the senior national team, looking at myself and Stephen Appiah on the same pitch, we played Monchendi together. So we knew each other. I know what Stephen can do. Stephen knows what I can do. And then when you look at the other side of the pitch, you have Michael Essien in the middle and Sule Mutari on the left side. And these two Slaiteteh recruited them, put them together. They lived in the same house. They played together. So that coordination is there. So for me, I wasn't surprised at all that during that time we were rated as one of the best midfielders in the world at that time.
That's true.
Because we have that understanding. So it was very easy. Coming to your question, it was very easy for me to adapt as number 7 because when I was playing for the U17s, I played as a right back. And then when I was playing for Counted Babies as well, sometimes my coach put me on the right side. So sometimes I play as number 8, Atram plays 10, and sometimes when, let's say, one of the midfielders did well during the week, they will push me on the right side because I have I'm a very good passer. So from the right, I can kick long balls, deep passes, breakthrough passes.
During your Colts era, which one player would you say was better than all of you but didn't get the chance?
It will be tough for me to point one player. If I'm thinking about,
because if you ask me, for example, if I look at one of the best players ever in Ghana that I saw, who didn't fulfill his potential at the senior level, I would mention Olabode Williams.
I agree. Because I did not see him play, but
I saw Bode play, and Bode, for me, my opinion, Bode was better than Abedi Pele. Bode was better than Abu Imoro. Bode was better than Henry Akwa. He was better than all the players. But the difference between Bode and Abedi was the fact that a little bit of discipline and hunger was what took Abedi to the next level. Because Bode in Nigeria was superb, but for the national team, he couldn't really blossom. So for you in the Colts all the way coming up, who do you think that was better than all of you but couldn't get the breakthrough?
Yes, like the way you are, let's say, explaining how you saw Bode play and it's better than. I also had one player in mind that during our time he plays with ease, effortless, but he will make things happen, which I play against him. He played for Power Lines, Nibano. Yes, left-footed player, fantastic player. Our time, he is the star boy. Anytime we are in the Greater Accra competition, he's our star boy. He is number 10. And looking at him and watching Mohamed Polo play, similar. Very calm on the ball, and magic.
Yeah.
His passes, he can score goals.
Yeah.
Technically, is top.
Like Odromenu Gavuzini.
Top. Is top notch. But he couldn't make it because referring to
Hunger.
Olabode. Yes.
Yeah. Hunger.
We all realize when you are young and you are playing among your age group, as you grow, definitely you play against players that are older than you.
Yeah.
Getting to the first team level.
Yeah.
Players that have been there for like maybe 10 years before you come. So that one, you need a little bit anger.
Yeah.
For you to be able to stand it. I don't think Nibano had that. So for me, that's what cost him.
Right. For
him not to make it. But even now, if maybe we playing all this and you see him on the ball, amazing.
In your U tournaments, under 17 and all of that tournaments, which game did you lose that hurt you the most?
Say that again.
In your under 17 competitions and all the under competitions that you played, which game did you lose that hurt you the most?
I think the game against Nigeria in 2006 Nations Cup in Egypt. Because for me, I felt people think the game that our last game that we lost
against Zimbabwe
took us out. But for me, I think the Nigerian game took us out of the competition.
They hurt you?
Yeah, because you can see the moment we lose the game, the atmosphere in camp changed. Because we all know Ghana Nigeria is the rivalry between these two countries is top. So losing that game, immediately you can see even though we beat Senegal in our next game, you can see we don't have that energy again. So for me, I think that's the game. And I had till today, when I look back, it hurts me because I had the opportunity to get an equalizer. I had the opportunity. It was a corner or free kick, and I was so smart and then make a third man run in the box. Luckily for me, the ball came to my direction. I should have hit it harder than the way I did it, but I give the credit to the goalkeeper. He was calm and then he saw the direction of the ball and then put the ball out. So for me, after that game, I felt no, it's not going to be possible.
Were you not hurt in 1997 during the finals of the under 17? Because I was with you.
Yes, I remember.
We were in Egypt together for that tournament. In that final game, were you not hurt?
Yeah, I was hurt as well. But this one, the senior one, was
more painful.
Yeah, more painful because I knew we were in top form, even though going to because our run from our World Cup qualification was top.
Yeah.
Even though that tournament we lost a lot of key players, Michael Essien was injured, and all that. But I knew if we are able to, because we have a very good run, we should have continued.
Yeah.
And going out of that competition, my first competition, senior competition, international competition, and then we are out of the group stage in the group stages. For me, it hurts me most. But that game against Brazil, we were leading 1-0.
Exactly.
I remember we were leading 1-0. I think 5 minutes to finish the game.
Yeah.
They scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
They scored 2 goals.
Lots of concentration.
Yes, I would say that.
Yeah.
But for me, that game, I think our technical team got it wrong. Which for me, even if we would have won that game, we will not. No one would say, "Oh, they got it wrong." That's the decision they made, and it did not favor us.
Yeah.
Because if you could remember, Awulekwe was our super sub.
Yeah.
All the games he will come in and then score. And we all knew Awulekwe cannot play 90 minutes.
Yeah.
We grew up together, so we know the moment the game is traveling, he gets tired easily, and then the power that he has in his shots doesn't come again.
Yeah.
So we all knew it. So when they were using him in the tournament like that, we were all happy. He comes in, super sub, he will score. So we lost Yakubu Abubakar in that
Yeah.
game, if you could remember.
I remember.
He was our number 6.
Yes.
And then all the players were like, they told, may he so rest in peace, Kuchafani, put Lai in the midfield. This is his position. We know Lai can give us something. And then he said, no, he's made his mind already. So it did not happen. And we all saw the way the game was going. If Aule would have come in maybe 60th minute, 70th minute, the way the game was going, we could have beat Aule's, with Aule's power, we could have beaten Brazil. But for me, I think the technical team decision did not help.
Which game gave you the sweetest victory?
These questions. Playing many games.
I know. There should be some victory that was different. The feeling was perhaps different.
Of course, will be Ghana 99. The
Ghana
youth
99.
championship. The youth championship, U20s.
Yeah, you scored in that 1-0 victory.
Yes, the final goal.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because my grandmother predicted that goal. May her soul rest in peace.
Wow.
She walked from Jamestown, Osherfort, to Accra Sports Stadium
To come and watch you.
to come and watch me. She was like, I think 78 years that time. 78. She walked, yes. She walked from there. I didn't know he would come. And then one of my cousins, when when he was coming to the stadium, he went to the beach and then picked a shell.
Yeah.
He said to me, that thing came in his mind that, oh, I should take this. But I know that cousin of mine is very smart. He used that thing to go through the gate. That, oh, they sent him to come and give me something. So when he got to the main gate, he told the security man, oh, they've sent me to come and give something to Lai. So that's how they allow him to go in. We came out on the warm-up, and then I saw someone screaming my name. But this one is Shian Denche. So I turned around and I saw him there. He's in America now. I saw him in the, and he called me. I was like, normal, I won't go.
Yeah.
Because we are warming up.
It's finals.
Yes.
It's finals or finals.
So I went to see him, and then immediately I got there. He gave me, he said, oh, take this. Go and put it in where Nigeria is going to be. Go and put it in there. I took it. I don't believe in those things.
I was going to ask about Juju.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But that day I was like, then he told me, grandma is at the stand. So my grandmother was sitting behind former President Rawlings and then the FA president at that time. She was sitting behind them. So he told me, grandma is at the VIP there. So I turned around and I saw my grandma too. I said, no, this woman have not watched me before. So
you can't disappoint.
No, not at all. And I had a very good game. And I was indisciplined too. Because Dosena warned me not to pass the attackers.
Yeah.
But I gave a pass wide to Josie Klu. Then I saw a space in the box. I said, let me make that deep run and see if I'll get the ball. I made that deep run and Oklu
spotted you.
No, he kicked a long ball behind me to second pole. So I turned around. I was like, hey, the center will just with him. He's very tactical.
Yeah.
So when you do something else, you are out immediately. So I was like, hey, I turned. I wanted to run back to the middle, and then I saw Bafojan jump in between the two center backs of the Nigerians, head the ball across. So I saw the ball coming to me, and I pretend like I'm going to hit it hard, and then put it on the side of the pole. 1-0. I was first half. Second half we went in. When I got there, the first thing that came out from Dosene's mouth, he even held me like this. Laryea, that's how he called me. Laryea, if you go there again, you I'll kill you.
Meanwhile, you have scored.
I've scored.
Oh, Coach Dosena, Giuseppe Dosena, you know, one of the very interesting coaches to work with.
Yeah.
At that time, I had many travels with him as well during the Black Stars time. But like, I know a lot of people have actually about missing World Cups and all of that. I'm not going to go through that conversation because you've repeated yourself many times on many platforms. I want us to look at coaching. Coach, you played the courts, and now you've had a chance to also work in an academy. You work with Right to Dream. Some people have said that the trouble we have now is the difference between what our courts football used to be and what our academy system now is. For you, having experienced both, which one is more likely to benefit us than the other?
That's a good question. But when we mention coach football and the academies, we looking at the same departments. Because during my time, the ages that we used to play the coach games, now the academies too have the same age group. The only thing that
during your time, coach, were you using age or you were using height?
We were using height.
Because when you go above a certain height, I call that.
Yes.
We were
using height and weight.
Right.
We were using height. Before it started with height, and then it changed to weight.
Okay. People like us couldn't have played the coach.
And then it changed to weight. But in these two areas, now one thing we all have to understand that football has changed
tremendously.
So the style that we were using or style that coaches are using to educate players in my time, now if you use the same system, it will never work. It will never work, because during our time, I would say we pick a lot of things by ourselves, because tactically our coaches were not able. They just come, throw balls on the pitch, play. So if you see me doing a certain skill, maybe I've seen it somewhere and I'm trying to
pure talent.
Exactly, pure talent. Or sometimes some tricks can come in your head. I remember. Yes, I remember. I remember I was there. There was something that I used to do. It just came off my mind, or maybe I was playing with my friends in the neighborhood, and then I tried that thing, and then it went through. I practiced, and then it became part of me. So for me, these two things, we have to look at the modern trend, how it goes. That time I was a player, so I was thinking like player. Now, like you rightly said, I'm a coach now, and now I know. I knew what our coaches were doing to educate us.
To put it on record, Laryea is a UEFA license A coach, certified coach, right?
Yep.
You have the CAF already.
Yep.
You have the UEFA license A coach. You can coach anywhere in this world.
Anywhere.
So you have to do the pro license?
Yeah, I have 2-3 years to work in an elite environment before I will be allowed to do the UEFA pro license. I did UEFA B, and then now UEFA A.
You'll be the first Ghanaian and African to coach in the English Premiership. I prophesied that to you.
Thank you so much.
You'll be the first.
Because before going into coaching, I want to win trophies. I want to win trophies. I want to be known as one of the best coaches that Ghana have ever had. So I knew it's not going to happen with the snap of my fingers. I knew I have to put in work. So that's why I don't sleep.
In the next 5-6 years, Black Stars will be yours.
That's the target.
If there's truth and honesty in our appointments, in the next 5-6 years, Black Stars should be yours.
It will. It will happen.
So let's look at that. You're giving me the difference between the two.
Yes. So now, football has changed. The way we educate young players now has changed tremendously from the time that I was a player. So if we are comparing these two, it won't be fair. I knew a lot of people keep complaining. Bring coach football back. Bring coach football back. Bring coach football back. Now, most of the coach teams, they call their team academies. So now they call them academies. Why don't we try to put up a proper competition to the academies as well? Because when you go to Europe, all the teams that have academies, especially, let me give Spain as an example. They have a major competitions that they play, their academies, all the age group. The major competition every year, they play their league, and then they win Champions League and all that. When you go to Europe, why can't we also bring all the academies together and then form their own league? It's the same as coast football.
Yeah,
it's the same as coast football, because now I know Kumasi coast football is a gem. It's very strong. I was there last week. I witnessed 1 or 2 youth teams play. Amazing talent. I knew it's working. Their league is working. Go to different regions, it's zero. So for me, I believe if all the regions take their coach football serious, then we will have the same experience like when we were playing coach before. Because my time, Greater Accra was very strong.
Yeah.
If they pick players from Greater Accra region going to represent the region, you can see top players.
Yeah.
And we knew each other.
Yeah.
Because if I'm playing against BT United, I knew BT International. I knew Amwikwe. Amwikwe is there. If I'm playing against Mighty Victory, I know Sindapia is there. Farkus. I know Powerlines Nibando. Agensian is in Farkus. Stephen Tete, Farkus. So we knew each other. You go to Temale, Hamza Mohammed, Joe Kadri, Redouan. So their league too is competitive. So when we come together, or they pick players, like I was lucky to, through coach, I got opportunity to join National Under 15. All the players that we met there, we were top players. So it makes it easy for the nation. The transition was easy to the U17s in 1997. It carries on to U20, but along the line, and it's normal. Some of us were falling out, but majority of us got to the senior national team. So for me, the organization of the league, the coach league, that's the key. 2, the problem I had now, when you talk about academies, if the nation will try and check the academies, because someone can have 3-4 balls and then gather small boys around the neighborhood
and call it academy. So when you say an academy, what should a proper academy be like?
First of all,
people haven't seen Right to Dream. Some haven't seen Right to Dream. Okay, it seems to be the most efficient academy that we have in Ghana. But you have worked there before. Describe for us what a proper academy should look like.
First of all, we'll talk about facilities. But the part of the world that we are living in, it will be difficult to have like proper facility like Right to Dream Academy. But I knew Right to Dream also, they started from somewhere. Yes. First, if I'm going to describe, like,
but you have worked there before. Describe
proper academy or elite academy, what do you need? First of all, you need people that can make the academy work, right? So first of all, you look at the backroom staff or staffs around the academy. You're looking at, if I'm going to go to the, let's say, Right to Dream Academy, the way they run it, you're looking at different departments. So you have football department, you have physio department, you have education department. you have scouting department, and then also there is a program there that they run, which for me I think it's very good. They call it character department. So all these departments they form, and then grounds department,
right?
Pitch department, yes, that's how they call it. So all these things comes together to form the whole academy.
Okay.
Now, the main thing is what? The kids that will come to the academy. You make sure you put the kids in the bubble. The reason why I said in the bubble is, you know, when you are a child, it's easy to be influenced. You pick things around you. Whatever you see, that's what you pick. Whatever you hear, that's what you pick and grow. So put them in the bubble. Putting them in the bubble means if you have an environment that you can create your own classrooms, bingo. If you don't have it and you have a school close to where the academy is, you have a place that they are staying, you have pastoral department as well. Yes.
Okay.
Pastoral department that they will take care. They are taking, like they are acting as parents. Then from, if they are going to school outside the premises, from their dormitory, finish training, from training they shower in their bus straight to school. After school, the bus is waiting for them, bring them back, so that they won't. Even though it's a challenge, even that one too is a challenge, because they meeting different kids that are coming from home, picking different traits and all that. So it's a challenge as well. But if you can create your own classroom, bingo. That one, like Right to Dream, everyone is in the bubble. Everyone is in the bubble. So whatever they learn, they pick, is the same. They don't go out and then. So you keep them in the bubble, and then make sure you educate, you recruit the right people on the job.
And that's where scouting comes in.
Yes, that scouting the staffs.
Yeah,
you have to have someone that can scout proper staff. You know, a head of school, he understands what he's doing.
Yeah,
not that he's my friend.
Yeah,
not that he done me a favor before. Is he capable of doing that?
Yeah.
You go to groundsman. The groundsman that you are going to hire, you should know how to fix the pitch, how to make sure the pitch is well cut, conditioned, so that when the players come and they want to pass the ball, the pass will go to the same direction they want to. If their first touch, no problem. Then you go to recruitment side. Recruitment, you need someone who is able, the same, not someone that I know him, so let me. After recruiting all of them, now the main thing is how to educate them. So the most important place, I would say most important, anyone else will say, is the technical side. Because it's a football, that's the main thing. It's the football academy. So you hire coaches that are able. Coaches that you know that he can work well, and then when he's planning his section, you know what he's doing. And then already all these things, you have your style of play already. You have your style of play, and every coach will make sure they go according to the style of play, the identity.
That's what the DNA is.
DNA is the identity you want to portray out there. And the most important thing is try to educate your staffs as well, empower them, because every staff recruitment that you bring into that environment, right? Whatever he's bringing on board, you know that already. Now you put in front of him a style of playbook. Now you have to study the style of playbook, which that's what I did. I already have my beliefs before I joined Right to Dream. But when I got there, their style of play helped me, equipped me to get there. Now you have to educate them to improve in terms of, if I say empowerment, make sure you encourage them to do their courses, like Right to Dream did for me. Right to Dream did for me. When I joined, I was on my CAF B license. They encouraged me that go and do UEFA license, and they finance it. They finance my coaching badges, my UEFA B. They finance it. My UEFA A, they paid for me before I resigned. So they finance everything. So whilst I was working with them, I was still in school, educating myself, empowering myself. With that, then gives me like more ideas to help the up and coming boys that I'm coaching now.
How many Right to Dreams kind of academies do we have in Ghana?
None. Right to Dream is international. None. Zero. You argue, like, let's say 10 years ago, you have Wafa. Wafa who is competing with them. But along the line, you can see Right to Dream became too strong and powerful because of the way they handle their things. At the moment, we don't have any academy. Not even Ghana. Africa. I knew we have some academy in Mali. They are doing very well. But Right to Dream is, if you check, I don't know if I may be wrong, in the world they are like one of the top 3 academies in the world. Right to Dream,
and it's right here in Ghana.
It's right here in Ghana. The way they do their Right to Dream, well organized. They will make sure they hire you, but they will empower you to know more. Then makes it easy for you to educate the kids in there.
In terms of coaching, you just mentioned the DNA. I mean, if you have established a philosophy or a DNA for any team or for the nation, as was done by the GFA recently, do we have the kind of coaches in Ghana who could be educated to that level to understand what the DNA is and move ahead to impart to the youngsters?
We have a lot of coaches in the country, a lot. Everybody wants to be a coach, but one thing we should all know that that's how I see coaching. Coaching is a calling, because it's not easy. You have to love what you are doing. You have to have passion for it. That goes to any other thing that you wanted to do. If you have passion, then you bring the best out of you. Yes. So looking at the situation we have in the country now, we have loads of coaches. Maybe most of them will be like, oh, because this person have made it in coaching, that's why I wanted to do. But if not even assess himself, and then notice his strength, because every coach have different traits. You should check, like when you go to UEFA courses. We have something called coaches traits. You should identify your strength and your weaknesses. Coaches should identify those things, and looking at the country that we are living in, they wanted to coach, but they are not hungry. They don't want to even spend time to learn and educate themselves. Because for me, I knew a lot of people in the country, they will say, oh, our football is going down, we don't have quality players. When you go to Europe, they don't have talent. Europeans, they don't have talent. It's all about education. They're getting proper coaching. That's why you can see they come in tournaments and they will dominate play, because they have good tutors that are educating them. That's why I always, every platform I get, I tell people that we need proper coaches in the country. We need coaches that are committed, well-educated coaches.
Who for you is the best coach in the world right now?
For me, I would say Pep Guardiola, because he's the Champions League holder. He's holding the Champions League. So I would say Pep Guardiola. And when you talk about Champions League, it's very, for me, World Cup should wait. I know World Cup have a lot of ambience around it, but Champions League is top. Because before you even get to the Champions League, you've played, you can go to Kosovo and play a team there. So
if Pep is the best at the moment in the world for you, who is the best in Ghana? Who would you say is the best coach in Ghana right now?
Ghana?
Yes.
I have to have something to stand on.
You are sitting.
Some achievement. I have to have. I know I'm. You see, I have to like Pep. I told you he's the best because he won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Now, which coach have achieved something now as I'm talking to you now? For me to say, oh, he's the best coach. Well, when you are evaluating someone, you evaluate the person on based on this. We don't have one. We don't have one. So for me, I am pleading with coaches should educate themselves well, educate and have time for the job. Have time, spend time. Look, what you see on the pitch is just like 10%.
Yeah.
What you see on the pitch. If you really wanted to do it well, I also have to use myself. I do nothing than going into read something somewhere, or I see something somewhere that is related to coaching that can help me grow. Write it somewhere, then try to go and do research about it, and then understand the thing well. This is time. You devoting your time. Even coming on the pitch to present, run your section, you need to spend time in your section planning. Know how.
Is coaching difficult?
Yes, it is. It is.
So not everybody can be a good coach.
No.
Not every great player can be a good coach.
No.
Why?
Why? Because it's two different things. One, as a player, you are on the pitch to change something. Coach, you are directing people to do something that you want him to do, and everyone heard is not the same. You tell the player, okay, when we get to the final third, when we are breaking through central, all you need is wall passes, data. You said it to him. It's up to him to go on the pitch and implement it. You go there and then maybe pressure, he cannot stand the pressure and he will not do it. And you, the coach, standing behind, you are seeing all the moments and he's not implementing it. What will you do? So two different things. As a player, I will go there if my team is losing, like Abedipele was doing. If his team is losing, he will tell the media, give me 5 minutes, I will give you news, I'll change the scoreboard now, and then he will do it. You understand me? So it's two different things. Coaching is different, and it's the most difficult. It's difficult than playing.
You can be a very brilliant coach, but then, I mean, there are times that you could just have a bad string of results. Does it make you a bad coach?
No, not at all. Because most of my coaching educators, they tell you there is no right or wrong in coaching. It's an act, but you have to have your beliefs. So for me, if I'm building a team, my first 2-3 weeks, I know I'm impacting something in them, and after 3 weeks I should see that I have other coaches have like 3 faces on the pitch, but me I have 4. Phase 1, 2, 3 and 4, and phase 1, all the faces have principles governing it. So when we are on the ball, we have 4 faces. When we are off the ball, we have 4 faces. So first 2-3 weeks I'm impacting this in my players. I have to see that they understand it. They've picked whatever I'm giving to them. And if I'm doing presentations to them, I don't come and run it bam 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 bam. No, I engage them in the session. Sometimes I go out and tell them, go there, show me how, if it's you, how are you going to move it? So that that helps me to understand that they've picked
what you taught them,
what I've taught them.
Why is it that, okay, you being the player, when a team loses a game, they blame the coach for the loss of the game. When a team wins a game, they give the credit to the coach for winning the game. What role does the player play?
They do all the action, so that's why they deserve it. Players deserve victory than coaches. They deserve all the credit than coaches.
So in that same sense,
with right to drink.
In the same sense, if you deserve all the victory than the coaches, if you lose the game, do you deserve all the flack than the coaches?
You know, when they said,
Because the truth is, as a player, if you think you deserve all the plaudits when you win, they should give you the credit. Do you take the debit as well when you lose?
But you are a leader. Coaches are leaders. So if you go and you lose, the attention will be on the leader.
So why do you not give the same victory to the coach as a leader?
They do. Some coaches.
If it's World Cup finals, and then coach has done everything. World Cup finals, 90th minute, Ghana has a penalty, and then you miss the penalty. How is the coach's fault? How is that the coach's fault?
Yeah, but coaches, when you lose a game, it's all on you. And
as Asamoah lost the penalty against Uruguay, how was that going to be Milo's fault that he lost the penalty? Penalty, 90th minute, score. How is that the coach's fault? So he takes both the debit and credit.
You know, because for me, I don't celebrate that much. As a coach, anytime we win a match, I congratulate the boys and I make sure the boys takes all the credit. Because they have done the job. You are sitting back, you just direct them. Oh, do this, do that, do that. What if they go there and they don't want to do it? We have stubborn players that they go there intentionally, they don't want to run. They don't want to do anything. You see, so for me, making sure, I always want to make sure that my players have picked whatever I've given to them. One thing that I fear is taking it a day at a time, especially in games. In games, even though they know everything they're supposed to do, we're building up from the back. When we get to the final third, this is what we're doing. Transition phases, this is what we're doing. My fear is always on that day, how are we going to perform? That's my fear. So I'll give you one example. The team that we took to the U17s that we took to
Europe?
the European tournament, it got to a point they understood everything that we taught them. I can go and sleep and they know. The boys, I love those boys. I love them. You know, they know everything because we played 3 games here, we won everything. And when I'm doing promoting and showing them, I cut moments in the game and then I educate them with that. And I don't like stressing on their mistakes. How can we improve it? How can we improve this? How can we improve it? That's the word. How can we improve this? How can we improve that? You see, it got to a point, we went to the tournament, 3 games, we beat everybody. Then when we got to Saudi Arabia, we played Saudi Arabia. After that we went to Saudi Arabia. We played them two games. Our first game against Saudi Arabia, I was scared.
Why?
And my team talk was, now I don't know even know what to tell you guys. Even though we have a game plan that we are going to, this is our game plan, this is our game plan. But my fear is our performance on that day. Because I know the moment you started playing bad, there's a chance of you losing the game. It's normal. The moment
are there times that players deliberately decide that, Charlie, today we want to lose the game?
Oh no, I've never experienced that.
Or are there times that players will deliberately decide that, Charlie, when I watch blow?
No,
for me, maybe the coach did something we didn't like, and therefore we want to show him.
Players and coaches always have that banter. Players and coaches, is there?
You know, in your time after they dropped you during the World Cup qualifier, when we qualified for the World Cup, the final squad, you threw some tantrums. You were angry. You showed that you were angry, and all of that. Yes. Do you sometimes fear that you would get a Laryea Kingston from one of the teams that you coach?
Oh, I've seen a lot, and it's an experience for me. Anytime that
when they rebel against you,
yes, anytime, not rebelling, but I see some players that I can sense the danger, like the stubbornness, like confrontation, you know,
like you those days.
Yes, of course, and that thing helps me to, because that's why it's very good for a former player to coach, because a lot of things will happen, situations will come that when you sit back, it has happened already.
Yeah.
So as a coach now, there's so many things that happens, and then I reflect back on my time. I'll be like, oh,
now.
So and
how do you handle it?
That helps me to handling it, because that situation, the outcome that came, helps me to handle the situation, because I've experienced it as a player, and then the way I handle it, and it did not go well, it will help me to change the approach. But if I use something and it goes well, the coach used that on me and it goes well, that's what I stick to.
Is there anything you did before we go? Is there anything you did that you regretted?
Regrets? Regret, I'm type of person that to regret is not in my dictionary, you know, because if I'm not happy, I show it. If, let's say, you did something to me that I don't like, I like to confront you and then tell you what I think about the situation, and then that's it. I don't hold grudges. So sometimes people see me as very aggressive, but I say my mind. When things are not going on well and I don't like the way you are relating to me, I come out and tell you. But me approaching you and then say, oh, I regret doing that, you know, I'm human. Sometimes I will say, and you know, I was talking to my former boss, Tom Vernon, when I started working with them. You know, we had a couple of conversations, and then I tell him one day that, boss, Charlie, it looks like when I was a player, there are some situations that I could have handled it in a different way. Then you'll be like, so why are you complaining now? Didn't you know that that's what is keeping you till today?
Yeah.
That's what that identity is keeping you till today. So don't ever you regret on saying, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. No, don't ever regret. That things that you did, that's what is keeping you now. So that's it. Continue. That's your character, that's your behavior. Because I know people will be like, oh, Laryea will not allow us in this space. He will say his mind, and then he will not allow you. So people have tried to change this character from me, but this is me.
Yeah.
Even in my coaching, this is me. I want everything to be done 100%. I'm in the red zone all the time. Red zone.
Hot-blooded.
Red zone, but blue zone. I listen to blue zone a lot. You know, I'm in the red zone that I want things to be done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Blue zone, with them, they think about it, they massage it before they implement it.
Yeah.
I listen to them a lot. We have red zones guys that, oh no, nothing. He doesn't listen to you.
Yeah.
But I listen to
the blues.
To the blues a lot. I listen to them a lot. When you go to the green, and as for them, it's not me.
Yeah.
I can't be them.
Yeah, you can't pretend.
Yes, I can't.
Did you make money from football?
As a player?
Yeah.
I did okay.
When you say you did okay, what do you mean?
Well, at some point I signed a contract and I see money.
What was the highest transfer fee you had?
Go fee. Charlie, the money is finished.
But what was the highest that you had?
Yeah, I would say $3 million from Krila Sovetov to Terry Grozny.
And that money came to you?
It came to me. I took everything, but I did not finish the contract. I played one season with them, and then Lokomotiv came in. So it looks like the money they were paying me now, it was off their shoulders to go to. So I continue, and then had something small on top of it for Lokomotiv. But the biggest contract that I put in front of me and signed is Is that money from Krila Sovetov to Terry Grozin?
So where's the money?
The money I put it in blocks, cement, and it's true. Look, since I retired from 2011, yes, that's what is keeping me and my family.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I managed to do something that will
give you regular.
Yeah. I at least I have close to like 50 tenants. That every month at least I get something from left. Yeah, I buy you. Then also I cut all the bigger expenses. Immediately I stopped playing football. I cut all the bigger expenses, all the big cars, sold all of them.
Yeah.
You know, find something cool for the family, something cool for myself that can take me and so that I will be able to cope.
Yeah.
Because my former agent once told me, Larry, if you stop running, the money stop coming. And it's true.
It's true.
Today, not even a phone call. Yes, so I was lucky enough to at least put one or two things down.
Do you think you wasted some money somewhere?
Oh yeah, a lot. Youthful exuberance, you know, going there, doing there, flying, you know.
No, I know some of the stories.
Going to.
I know some of the stories, but it's okay.
Branded shirts.
I know, right? Yeah.
You know, but one investment I did that I did not regret is collection of watches.
Okay.
Collection of watches.
Oh yeah, watch collector.
I was a fan of collecting watches. So I have all the top watches, Hublot, Odemambike, all these top watches. So I collect them, and before I was collecting them to, like, when I'm wearing it, I show off, like,
good,
to feel good, until Kwesi Abeye told me, but this is good investment. Why? All you have to do is, like, take care of it, shouldn't scratch and all that. And when I retire after 2-3 years, I went to my closet and I saw them there. I said, what is happening?
What am I doing this?
I packed all of it, put it in a bag, went to London, sold everything, and made a lot of
money out of it.
Yes.
So at least it was another good investment.
Oh yeah.
There are some investments that we can't talk about. There are some other ones we can't talk about. Those ones.
Uncle Fee.
Kingston. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. There are a couple of people who have said, says Nancy, Evangelist says bravo. Tulai Kingston, Steve says great program. K Fancy Annan, great one there. Nashome is watching you. So a couple of people have sent some messages through, and they're enjoying the conversation as well. I'm sure many of you are still looking forward to more of those shows. Don't worry, next guest will be on the show again as we come back to you. Laryea, I want to thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And particularly, I want to wish you very, very, very well in your coaching career. You started with under 17, Black Starlets. I'm sure there's a transition. You would move on, or perhaps stay with them, groom them, grow them, and then we'll have the next generation of the Laryea Kingstons, the Michaelasians. I don't think we'll ever have that kind of midfield in a very long time, because the transition was great. I mean, Laryea Kingston, Michaelasian, Sule Muntari, Stephen Appiah. Oh my goodness, with Asamoah the Baby Jet in front there.
Matthew Amwa.
That 2006 squad was a stupendous squad. It was just one big good squad. The only thing that I regret is that you missed out in that World Cup. But like you said, someday you will be at the World Cup as a coach.
Yes.
And I'm prophesying that to you, that in the next couple of years, Laryea will take us to the World Cup as Black Stars coach. It would happen. Bro, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having
when Laryea and I start talking, we don't finish. So it's a long conversation, but we don't finish. Thank you so much for watching. To my technical crew as well, thank you so much for watching. Saturday, don't forget, Saturday at 6 p.m. Escapades begins on Saturday at 6 p.m. right on this channel on Fifi Manson TV, on both Facebook and on YouTube. Escapades. Some very beautiful drama series, right, that you need to watch. It's going to start on Fifi Manson TV on Saturday at 6 p.m. So it starts this coming Saturday. Don't miss out on that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good afternoon.
Four beautiful women. The mommy's boy.
Hello, Ma. Can you imagine the junk Becca's made me for breakfast? Do you know the ratio of men to women in Ghana? It is 1 man to every 6 women.
The faithful married man.
This is your 40th birthday. You just need to let your hair down and have some fun.
I'm sorry if I'm disappointing you. I will not cheat on my wife.
The annoying ex-husband.
I want to see my son.
Elam is already in school. You'll see him over the weekend. Now go.
My wife here is a good cook.
Ex-wife.
You must be Elam's father.
ABN presents Escapade.
Next time you're sent on an adult job, drop your diapers and bring back an adult result.
Escapades. The real stories begins on Fifi Banson TV.